Hey, welcome back to the channel, you guys. I want to talk about, you guys, I know I've been doing remakes and comparisons, and I have another comparison I'm going to be putting up here probably later on the day, but I have to work out. But this one, this remake is called The Fog. Now, I know a lot of y'all watch The Fog, and there's you had the 1981 and you had the 2005. Now, the 1981, I was 21 years old when that movie came out, because 1960 I was 1, 1970 I was 11, 1980 I was 21. Yeah, so I was 21 years old when this first came out, and man, your main characters was Adrienne Barbeau. Man, she was hot. Jamie Lee Curtis, I remember she's the same age as I am, but man, when she made that Halloween movie, man, I was like, ugh. You know, you're a young dude, man. You're looking at those girls, man. It's like, man, but Adrienne Barbeau, yeah, she, man. And then it had Hal Hallberg in it too, but it had some more characters in it as well. But now 89% people liked this movie, 89%, and it had a 75% Rotten Tomatoes. And basically, it's a ghost of shipwrecked sailors returned to a seaside village on the 100th anniversary of their deaths. And that's basically what both these movies are about. It's like I said, I just read off the screen here. It says, ghost of shipwrecked sailors returned to a seaside village on the 100-year anniversary of their deaths. And it was a very good way they told the story about why these sailors came back and was wreaking havoc on this little small seaside town. Now, when I first watched this, you gotta understand, back in my day, when we was growing up and we was in our 20s and stuff, the movies that are coming out, man, they were fresh because they was just fresh because of somebody come up with an idea and they made a movie. Not that people don't do that now, but you didn't have a lot of stuff being shoved down your throat. You don't have stuff that I'm not going to share being shoved down your throat now. I mean, a lot of your companies are just shoving all kinds of stuff down your throat, man. Back then, you didn't have nothing. It was just movies that came out and people came up with a good idea and they went with it. But, yeah, 1980. It was 1 hour and 29 minutes, The Fog in 1980. And it had 75% Rotten Tomatoes. And Adrienne Barbeau, like I said, she was hot. Jamie Lee Curtis, boy, then Hal Hallberg was in the movie. And then it had a couple other people in there too. And then 89% people liked the movie. Now, I remember being jacked up to go see The Fog of 2005. This movie came out in 2005. And I remember when everybody was wanting to go see this movie because everybody liked the 1981. So I was working at Red Lobster and I had the hots for these two girls that worked there. Of course, I was working that job and I worked another job because I was paying child support for my kids. But, I was single. So, when you work at a restaurant, man, you got all those server girls rocking around there and you're just flirting, man. You can get a job working at a factory making good money, and you can work at a restaurant and you don't even make near as much money per hour at a factory. But, man, there's so much fun in a restaurant. But I remember these two girls wanted me to go see The Fog with them. Then one of the girls I really liked, so I went with both of them, and we went and seen the movie. And we liked it. But, it wasn't like we thought it was going to be, But we liked the movie, though. But it wasn't like what we thought it was going to be. And I remember those two girls, man. I remember sitting in the theater with them. But this was The Fog of 2004. It was 1 hour and 40 minutes. Now, The Fog of 1980 was 1 hour and 29 minutes. And they're both based on the same thing. Shipwreck, sailors come back. 100 years to the anniversary. And this had a 4% Rotten Tomatoes. 4%. A lot of people did not care for this movie at all. And I remember walking out theater with those two girls because we ended up going somewhere and having a drink and stuff. I remember we walked out. We weren't like blown away with the movie, but we was okay because, everybody's, we was a little, yeah. So anyway, 75% people liked this movie. 75%. So even though it got a 4% Rotten Tomatoes, 75% people liked the movie. And your main characters was Tom Welling. Y'all know who Tom Welling is. Smallville, the Smallville guy. That used to be one of my favorite shows. I love Smallville. Now, I love the first 6 seasons. I didn't like it after it got into the other seasons, but the first 6 seasons was awesome. And it had Maggie Grace. She was in this movie too. So it was Tom Welling and Maggie Grace was the 2 main characters, but it had other people in the movie as well. But I remember going back and watching that movie a while back, and I still thought it was okay. I thought the movie was okay, but I can see why it would get a 4% Rotten Tomatoes, because it was hard to, I think it would be hard to top that 1981, because 1981 was just such a breath of fresh air. And, you know, it almost got, you know, you got 5 stars. It almost got 5 stars. So, and the other one, I don't even think it got 5 stars. Let me flip on it. It got, yeah, a lot of people like that movie. And so I remember watching that movie. And that girl that was in that movie, she was on Lost, Tom Welling's little girlfriend. And I thought she was smoking hot too. But I think in the 2005 they ended up taking her and he couldn't get her back. She ended up going off. I forgot how the movie ended, but yeah. This movie got good ratings too. It almost got 5 stars. So it just goes to show you, even though it's got a 4% Rotten Tomato score. Because I remember when I walked out with those 2 girls from Red Lobster, and brings back memories. But anyway, we didn't think the movie was that bad. You know, not where we would give it a 4% Rotten Tomato score. You know, but I never did really get into that Rotten Tomato score anyway, because a lot of times you have to go and judge for yourself. But anyway, you guys, that's my remake, The Fog of 1980 and The Fog of 2005. Which one do I like? Well, of course I like the 2005, because I graduated in 1978. You have to really do really well. The only movie that you can really say that really knocked it out of the park would be The Thing. The 1982 Thing, you know. And I love the original 1980. I love the original 1957 Thing. I think it came out in 57. I wasn't born in it, or 59. If you look at one of my other videos, I'll talk about The Thing. Now, when that thing came out, it did good. But you go several years later on, then you had John Carpenter that made the 1982 The Thing, and he knocked that out of the park. But in this case, they didn't knock it out of the park with the 2005. The 1981 stands by itself, because it had Jamie Lee Curtis, and whew, man, she was a doll baby boy. And then had Adrienne Barbeau. That girl, she was the woman back in the day. You know, she's getting up there in age now. So is Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis is like 4 or 5 months older than me. She's born the same year. Anyway, you guys, that's it for my, sorry about reminiscing back there about them 2 girls I went to Red Lobster with, but boy, I can tell you a lot of stories. But anyway, God bless, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next video. We'll see you.